show you how I use the cleanup process to make some bonus prints. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I've got my sponge, which has got quite a bit of paint on it. And I've got my leaf, which has got a little bit of paint both sides. And this sponge, which has got a little bit of white, off-white paint on it as well. I always see this as an opportunity really to get a bit more interest onto the paper. First thing I'm going to do is just press the sponge down, see what we get. So that gives us quite a nice little circle. Let's fill that in the middle. Blend it a bit. And some of these things can be used as collage papers or even just as rough paper to draw back into later on. And let's see what happens if we put some of the paint from this sponge onto here. So that's quite nice. We're picking up the texture from the holes in the sponge. Gives us quite a nice effect. But I actually wanted to show you to one side was how I clean the leaf. So I'm going to take one of my wipes. So this is just a water-based wipe, same type that I would use to clean the plate. And then just carefully working from the centre of the leaf outwards, just brush off that excess paint. Just working outwards. And then remove the leaf. And that gives us a little bonus print. And again on the other side, I can do exactly the same thing. Just gently brushing the residue of the paint off the leaf, pushing outwards. And there's our bonus print. That's probably about as much as I would take off of that leaf. If I want to use it for another session, I might give it a soak in a little bowl of water, just to remove the last bits of paint and to keep it from drying out. And keep them for a couple of days like that. But it's amazing how much detail this picks up. So it's quite nice to have a little experiment with these. Now, the sponge has still got quite a bit of paint on it, so I'm just going to continue working on here, just pushing the sponge down different directions, see if anything happens that I like. Grab another piece of paper. And we're nearly there. The other thing you can do is just spray it with a little bit of water. And then take another piece of paper. Gently push down. And you get some more paint out of it. And if I had some more leaves that I'd worked on, I could place those into the centres of these circles and take some prints from those. So I could allow the paint to dry on here, but if I do, it's going to go quite crunchy. So what I'm going to do now is squeeze as much of the rest of the paint out as I can with paper towel and the water-based wipes. Give it a good squeeze, get as much of the paint out of it as we can. I mean, even that pattern is quite interesting. Gives me an idea. So if I take a piece of tissue paper, this is just a rough piece of tissue paper, came in with a delivery, so it's just bog standard tissue, and I'm going to just use that to scrunch. And that gives me some nice little areas of texture I might be able to use part of a collage. There's our collage paper. So even the cleanup process can be creative. And once I've finished playing with this and getting as much of the paint out of it as I can, I would then dip it into my water bucket, give it a squeeze out, and then give it a rinse so that there's not too much paint coming out of it at that stage.